You start whenever.
All right. Well, welcome to another week of the Mondeh Report. It's the Monday blog. I'm T. What's good? Yo, Kane, what's good, man?
What's good, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, blessed. Yo, Cloud, what's
Yo, what
happening?
up, bro?
Yeah,
Yeah, all right?
yeah, just
Thanks for
chilling.
having me for another show, man. Glad to be with y'all, man. Let's lunch though.
Yes, sir. Glad to have y'all, man. So, all right, so I'll go ahead and get into what we got for this week. So, so we got some music topics coming up. We're going to talk hip hop, going to talk some albums for 2026. Got some media stuff to get into. Then NBA All Star voting. Trae Young just got traded from Atlanta to Washington. We'll get into that. Got some college football. Got a tech topic talking about ChatGPT, and we'll finish with editorials. So we'll go ahead and get into it. So first topic is just how do y'all feel about the state of hip hop as we begin this year? So the last few episodes we talked about like hip hop after the Kendrick Drake saga. We talked about who we thought were the top artists in the game, but we didn't really get into. I mean, we didn't really touch on just where we thought just the whole overall culture of hip hop is right now. So so Kane, so you were the person who really inspired this topic. So what was like the thoughts behind that?
A lot of people have been saying that hip hop is kind of dead or slow. Um, and this was kind of like before the whole F the streets thing.
Yeah.
People were kind of saying like the streets is done like before they started the F the streets campaign. Um but ooh, excuse me, I got a little got a little, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me look at my notes one time. I got my notes one time.
Just like a conversation just evolving after that whole fuck the street stuff that was going on. Yeah.
All right, so people are saying that it's like dead and slowed down. And I mean, it's some truth to it, but I don't think it's nothing that can be fixed. So I guess I really wanted to talk about like what y'all think about how things are right now, but I really wanted to talk about what we think could fix things.
Yeah, so you just feel like it's just still like hip hop is just at like a stale state. Like,
Yeah, because the the art inspires reality, reality inspires art. My whole thing was when I first thought of this was back then, you know what I'm saying? Or way back when, not back then, but way back when, we had the artists being influential, but they weren't influencers.
yeah,
So in my head, it was just like we had artists and people wanted to be like the artists. Now we have influencers as artists and they're just really more so influencing. Not taking away nothing from anybody, but people are more so like people are more so fans of the artists themselves. Like you know how like if you like somebody, you kind of naturally just like whatever they do, as opposed to if you like some what they do.
Yeah,
Instead, you get what I'm saying?
just that like following. Yeah, but see, with the influencer thing, do you feel like it's just like social media? Because one could say guys like back in the day were like influencers, but they just weren't just you know what I'm saying like on
So,
Instagram with it.
so that's
Sorry to cut you off, but Kane, could you say that again? Because that was the bar. You said something about like the difference. Like you said, they used to be influencers, but now they influence. But how did you word that? Because
so I was saying, like initially when I thought about the state of hip hop, I was like, everybody's influencers now. They're not really artists, and that's why we getting the product we getting. I felt
Yeah,
like way back when those artists were influential,
yeah,
but they weren't influencers. And yes, social media has something to do with it. And I was gonna get to it and get to a point where I'm like, well, in reality, it might have always been this way. Like you were saying, like the only difference really is social media. Because I feel like once social media really became a thing, like the 2010s, people leaned into it too heavy.
yeah,
Like you get what I'm saying? Like those artists when social media first started popping off, they used social media to kind of enhance their artistry or whatever they got going on as far as marketing in their image.
yeah,
Now people is just doing the whole thing and then putting music with it.
yeah,
So if you think about it, like it just if you think about it, not taking nothing away from nobody, outside of the Drakes, the J. Cole's, the Kendricks, every at least 7 times out of 10, if you think of an artist, they're more famous for their likeness than their actual music or their actual talent. Put it like that. Their talent. Because most of these artists are their biggest hits are remakes of songs or songs that are heavily sampled. They're not doing much on a beat that's more so original and like the first it reiterating of the beat. You get what I'm saying?
yeah. Especially like the
So if you think
mainstream
about it,
guys. Yeah,
the women in rap don't have to rap or put out music that often because they have Instagram. They people talk about them when they're dating somebody, when they whatever they're doing on the internet, whatever outfit they're wearing, if the how they body look. You get what I'm saying? They're influencers. It's kind of like if somebody creates a random song or a bunch of random songs on the internet and they keep going viral and then somebody gives them a record deal. It's the same thing as opposed to somebody who's actually an artist, somebody who actually studies and works on their craft
yeah,
and then they get famous or they get signed for their artistry and then people get their you know what I'm saying? It's more awareness. They're exposed to more people and then people they influence people because people like what they do.
yeah,
Like when Drake said, I remember it used to be the music that did it.
yeah,
You get where I'm going?
yeah. So it's like you could get like these artists could get famous by stuff other than them like producing music.
I mean, if you think about it, take Lil Baby. He had a run where he was really killing it, but at this point, he's more famous just for being Lil Baby. Like his whatever his lore is. Oh, he was just a hustler. He was just a go-getter in the streets or whatever. And then somebody told him to rap and he just do it for the money.
Yeah,
Like most of these people, they get into this, and then like they get in the game from a hot song or whatever, something that goes viral or a hit, and then after that they just doing shenanigans or whatever they can to stay relevant. And sometimes they just pivot into fashion.
Yeah.
Like Gunna or 21, you know what I'm saying? Like like if just if you take away these people music, you not really taking away nothing. They still gonna be like, if 21 never rapped again, if Dirk never rapped again,
They good.
they would just like,
Yeah.
they could just beef with each other. Like they could just, because honestly, that's why I said the conversation for me would be more so what, like, before we move on though, like what y'all think? Do y'all kind of see what I'm saying? Y'all agree?
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Like
Disagree?
it.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, man.
Yeah.
With what you're saying, like your take, your perspective.
Like Ice Spice, like she's cool. Like I like some of her music, but if we being real, they just got like a nice looking woman with a bodacious body that women want to be and men want to be with, and made and was like, can you say these words like this? And now she's like, if that's all it takes, and they're just, you get what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
they're putting influencers in the game instead of artists. And we can't like not take them. And it sounds bad. I don't want to take nothing away from them because there's still artistry in it. But maybe it's not though. Maybe there's another where we can come up with where it's still kind of artistic, but it's not really.
Yeah.
Because Meg The Stallion can put out a song that's okay, and the and she puts out a video to it. Forget the song. She puts out a video to it that does not match the song at all, and it just gets a pass because she's just twerking. Like like you couldn't think of nothing. You couldn't think of no other way to make a visual concept of that song. And I get it though. It wasn't for me. I mean, it was for me. I liked it. I liked it on mute. Cause it's not that the song was bad. It just didn't fit what I was looking at. It was weird.
Yeah. But I feel like just because of access, like you got so many different artists that like a lot of these people got to do stuff like that to really like separate themselves. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, it's the difference between you doing that to separate yourself and you doing that to like that's your like a gimmick. Like it's like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you got other ways to do that. Like they're called interviews. Like you get what I'm saying? Going on the
Yeah.
radio. Like I'm dead serious. Going
Yeah.
on a talk show. You know what I'm saying? It used to be shows for this. Like, and that was part of what I was gonna say as far as what we need to get back to it. Did y'all think y'all ready to kind of slide off into that? Because what I was gonna say was, you know what I'm saying, as far as what the game's been missing, what do I think it needs? I think we need to bring back the mixtape era, the jacking for beats era, and I think we need competition.
I mean, it's arguable as to whether or not that's gone away though,
How
because
so?
folks still release mixtapes and still like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's why I said the jacking for beats. Like
Who
you're
the
making it a mixtape to as like a loophole type situation almost. Because why wouldn't you call it an album if you got because you still got to get everything cleared to put it on Apple Music or whatever. So if you getting it clear anyway, why wouldn't you just call it an album? That's like some loophole politics type stuff to where like how Kendrick was saying like there was some people were saying like, oh, this is a mixtape and that real album's coming or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, it's an album. You're not
Yeah,
freestyling on nobody else beats. Like, there's no reason. Like, you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, like a
no?
mixtape and an album are almost not
yeah.
different
It's
in
blurred
today's
lines.
age.
Yeah.
When I say a mixtape, I mean
No, I mean
you.
like folks are actually releasing mixtapes still. Like they're still doing a little bit of that, like what Weezy used to do, and hopping on other people's. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
It's a few of them, but
But like who though?
Yeah, like who?
the baby, like
Nah,
the baby,
the baby will freestyle like that's a sleeper.
he, like his last tape he released, he did some of that.
Who else besides him though?
I, I,
Because you said a few, so I mean you got to at least have two, right?
yeah, like
Yeah, like three.
yeah.
So
So
he put out a project and he probably had like a couple original songs and then a couple freestyles on other people's beats. Is that what you're saying? He put out a
yeah,
project like that?
I think yeah. It was a whole record tracks on folks other beats,
Okay, cool. So the baby
but
holding it down. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's like a few though.
But you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah,
And I feel like that does two things. That gives people that gives the fans more to listen to, and that gives the artist like game rips. Because what I'm starting to realize is the producers might have been the silent heroes of hip hop all along. Like if you think about it, all the songs, like if you be like, what's the top 10 rap songs ever? What's the top 20, 30? Forget how many. The beats, the production on them tracks are gonna be out of this world. Like astronomical, out of this atmosphere type stuff. So I feel like the producers really might have been the silent heroes. Like even if you think about it, don't push me cause I'm close to the edge. That beat so hard, fool. It's 2026 and that's still one of the hardest beats ever if you go back and listen to it.
It was a remake though. They were even remaking stuff back then though. You know what I'm
But
saying?
but what I'm saying is was it a remake or was it a sample?
Well, you get what I'm saying, but
But
that
you
that
okay.
that was off point. That what I was saying was still off point. It still doesn't make what you were saying any less credible. But I will say this as far as like um reality and art, they kind of like work hand in hand with each other, man. I just think the nature of the game right now is not about art and reality, but art and business, and I think it's not even just hip hop. I think it's just like the music game as a whole, man. But is just moving towards the business. But I did look at um just the part two of it, and I was gonna share my screen right quick. Um, just as far as like anticipated projects right now, 2026, just before we move on. Um, this is what I saw was coming up.
Yeah.
And I did hear you mention like Kendrick and Drake. I know Drake is supposed to drop that Icebox, man. I'm looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to Kendrick's what he's gonna do. I wonder the reason why I'm looking forward to those two projects is because I'm wondering if Drake is gonna be leaning more on the melodic side or more on the hip hop side. If he leans on the hip hop side, I wonder if he's gonna still address the beef that is still there with Kendrick. Is the beef still there? Is it over? Are they gonna look to resolve things, or is it still, you know what I'm saying, where it was, and same thing with Kendrick. I'm wondering if he's gonna address any of that, or if he's moving on from that. Now this IDK guy, I don't know who that is. Um, I know after the legal issues with ASAP Rocky, I wonder if he's gonna drop some heat, and instead of like that pill popping music that he's been accustomed to dropping that sleepy music, man. I wonder if they're gonna get back to that. And yeah, I'm a hip hop head, so I'm wondering if they're gonna get back to the 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 hip hop, like that we know a lot of these guys on this list for. I know Stove God Cooks is gonna drop a project. I know those guys from Griselda are probably gonna drop a project. Um, but as far as most anticipated, man, I'm really just looking forward to Drake and Kendrick and to possibly see Pusha T drop a solo project this year, maybe. Let's
Yeah,
see what he's gonna do, man. But
yeah,
that's what I'll end it with.
yeah. Like, and I'll kind of add to that list. So Cole, Cole, I saw you had Drake and J. Cole, like they're supposed to be like collabing this year.
No, I don't think they're collabing. I just know that they're both highly anticipated projects. Drake's
Yeah,
Icebox. I don't think that's with J. Cole. I think that's just a solo joint.
yeah, yeah. They're definitely both either doing solo or it looked like they were doing a collab almost on the list you had. But
Yeah, I'm really wondering about if ever there's gonna be a what a time to be alive part two.
yeah,
I'm wondering if that's ever gonna happen. But
yeah, that joint would be fire. But
uh,
you got Playboy Cardi who's supposed to drop next year. You got Kanye who's supposed to drop this year. Jill Scott, Don Tolliver,
hmm.
Erica Badu supposed to have a project with The Alchemist.
Oh, that
Bees,
might be fire.
yeah, that sounds real soulful. Bees is supposed to drop something new. Young Boy got some dropping this year. Beyonce is rumored to have something, but I heard that somebody stole her hard drive in Atlanta, and so I don't know if that's gonna, you know, hurt the prospects again. The album this year. Rihanna, Baby Keem, Frank Ocean, Offset, and Gunna collab. The Game supposed to drop an album, rumored to be the documentary 3. Lil Uzi Vert, Eminem, Freddie Gibbs, and Kate Renata, and then Travis Scott, all rumored to drop this year. So who are y'all? Well, we already heard from Cloud. So Kane, who you looking to hear from this year?
Um, just Drake, really.
Yeah, see what he got.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think, I think he I think he's still. How can I say this? I think he's still alive. Put it like that.
Hmm.
I feel like he still got a little heartbeat left.
Yeah. Shit, the numbers definitely say so.
Do
Yeah.
you think? Do you think that Kendrick beef hurt Drake's status on where you place him at in your Mount Rushmore?
It For me,
Mhm.
it's just hard. It's hard because it's like I looked at him as maybe the one person who might be better than Jay-Z, but how could you say that after that, because I don't think Jay-Z was hurt by the Nas joint as much as Drake was hurt by the Kendrick joint. Just me. What you think, eh?
Um, I don't think people hated Hove the way they hate Drake.
You talking about before the beef or after the beef?
Like during the beef. Like when Hove, I mean, I was legit, you know what I'm saying? So I really don't know if I can fully comprehend what was going on, but I just don't remember everybody just hating on Hove. I mean, the other artists, sure, but
Yeah, I remember like a whole bunch of people like when we got to Tuscaloosa, a whole bunch of people like we talked to thought Nas, you know, won the whole battle. Whereas like before we got here, a lot of people probably would have said Jay-Z that I came across. So it seemed,
bro, they just saying that, and that just proves my point, bro. They just saying that because Ether is the harder beat. Like when I got
That shit
older,
what?
bro, I was listening to Takeover. I'm like, damn, this shit hard, bro. This shit really hard. Like this shit really hard, bro.
Not the beat though. Not the beat.
The beat was hard. It wasn't Ether, but the beat was hard.
That's what I'm saying. What song had the harder beat proves your point. You feel me?
Ether.
Yeah. It had the harder drops, all that shit. Oh
That's what
shit.
I'm telling you, bro. It's really the producers, bro. The producers should be the niggas that's flexing and doing all this shit. For real, for real. Hey, man.
for me, man, as far as like albums this year, I want to hear what that Offset and Gunna is gonna sound like just for the vibes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're gonna have some bangers on that. And then
Gunna's gonna carry Offset. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
on that project.
yeah. So I
He
kind
gonna
of see
carry him.
that.
I, I think I think everything that's going on in Atlanta right now is gonna hurt Gunna. I don't know if his music is gonna do as well going forward. I feel like people was kind of supporting him because of what he did, and I feel like if people started to feel like that he got back cool with them after everything, then they ain't gonna care no more. Like the music might still be good. They ain't gonna like blacklist and they ain't gonna be like, oh, that's gonna cut it off. But as far as propping them up, like you know, I don't think that's gonna happen no more.
Is Gunna back cool with them guys?
We don't know.
Yeah,
But
because I know Offset was like the only one rocking with him when he first got out. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah,
But I do get what you're saying though, man. But definitely that bullshit that they got going on in Atlanta kind of brought the empire down though. The whole stronghold they had on the game, man. You know,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah. Mm.
kind of want to hear that J. Cole too. You know, we were kind of talking in the chat about that, but I want to see if he still got that quality, you know, because Drake and Kendrick been keeping it up, and Cole is supposed to be right there with him.
I mean, we gonna see. J. Cole projects don't be the same as like his mixtape stuff. Like the stuff that he do outside of his albums be like a little better, in my opinion. Whether it's features or just rapping, like whether it's like rapping with Lil Wayne on the Green Ranger track, whether it's a feature on somebody's album like A Lot, or the feature he gave Dirk, or or Drake or whatever. I just feel like that's really where he shines, because he kind of like, it's kind of like that competitive type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some ballers don't. Some ballers play up to their opponent's level. You get what I'm saying? Like if they playing somebody who just all right, they gonna play all right. But if they playing with somebody who nice, they gonna step it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people like that. And I feel like by himself, he kind of be more introspective and, you know, talk about like other people's feelings or empathy and sympathy and all that. But, you know, when he get on them other people's tracks, then he get to talking like, you know what I'm saying? He get talking a little greasy. He show a little more aggression, a little bit more confidence, a little bit more competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. I will say this. The reason I had said, you know, J. Cole post have been dropping or whatever, I seen academics saying like, you know, if Cole is on his album and he's talking greasy at all, like he's the best rapper, he don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear nothing about him, like no rap beef, no greasy talk, you know. And I'm like, at first I'm like, act sound crazy, like not sound crazy.
Nah,
It's
nah, I
like
get why he's saying it.
I get why he's saying it too, but it's just he was talking too crazy. He was just like, nah, Cole is a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? This how niggas in North Carolina give it up. This how Fayetteville niggas, you know what I'm saying? And I just didn't like how it sounded, but I get where he coming from. And I kind of really became more and more into it, like leaning towards that way, because it's just like I was a big J. Cole fan. My little brother favorite rapper today, or maybe I don't know about today, but at one point was J. Cole, because every morning I would blast those mixtapes, like getting ready for school, like all through the house type shit.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy ass
I
Jermaine.
thought I thought I stopped messing with J. Cole because his first album was weak and his second album was weak.
Oh no. Not the
And
same.
But
the way
I'm
you
gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you though, I'm gonna tell you though. The reason I lost all confidence in Jermaine Cole. Shout out to J. Cole. I still love you, one. He already lost a battle to Diggy Simmons.
oh shit. I forgot about that
I
shit.
found that song on SoundCloud recently, bro. And I was like, bro, Diggy Simmons really did him dirty. And
Hey,
and
Diggy could
and
flow though.
and I used to like play that shit all the time. Like I couldn't listen to J. Cole the same no more, bro. Cause when Cole responded, he was on the Breakfast Club and he was like, he just did a little acapella freestyle, and all he said was some beef with some, and all I got is some in Diggy Simmons or something like that. And then everybody was like, ah. I'm just like, bro, it's kind of like when 21 put that tweet up to Young Thug like a couple weeks ago. He was like, "Come on, gang, we knew he was a snitch when he told the first time." It's like that, bro. Like we already knew what type of beef Cole was on. how he looked when it come to beef when he already let Diggy Simmons do him in. How can we expect him to stand up to Drake and Kendrick?
Yeah.
And like I said, I love you still. You still better than a lot of people. I still think you top three. But that's
Three?
Top
I
three.
mean, I'm speaking from the perspective of like greatness. Not really best. Greatness.
Yeah. Of that era. Yeah.
I mean, in recent times, it's kind of
Yeah.
like Steph, KD, and LeBron. Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's probably people in the league better than them right now, but nobody them still the greatest guys in the league. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know though. Jokic got like 6 MVPs. Though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But y'all get what I'm saying, man. Cole, just stop. I mean, I don't know. No, don't stop. Don't stop.
Is there a rapper that could kick him out of the current top three right now?
It
You
depends
got
on
Drake and Kendrick,
what's the top
but
three.
just you got
As
Drake and Kendrick up there, but is there somebody who hasn't missed on albums that could replace Cole in the big three?
damn, it hasn't missed parts far, but
No, I'm
We
saying, are we just saying top three in general? Like
No,
the
I'm
top,
saying in the context of how you defined you defined it. Is there somebody who could be in the top three that hasn't missed on albums
yeah, that hasn't missed on albums throws me off
no,
because I would have said Future.
that you would put with Drake and Kendrick
Yeah, I would have said
no,
current?
Future, but
nobody.
it
I
hasn't
would
missed
not.
on albums.
Yeah,
Yeah,
would you replace J. Cole with
no,
Future? Is that legit?
no. It's
Uh,
it's arguable, but I wouldn't do it because I just feel like they in a different. Future is like I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like Future just shouldn't be in any debates, bro. Unless you talking about like debating who's like the best or the greatest in Atlanta. I'm not saying he's not up there. I'm saying that I wouldn't compare him to the top three. Now, if we that's why I said, what is the top three? If we just talking about the top three
yeah,
in general, we talking about top three in artistry. Because I feel like Future is the epitome of a rapper.
You know, some people are gonna take that really highly offensive, man.
I mean, that's cool,
yeah,
bro.
You
That's
you
cool,
feel
but
me?
but
Like
it's different strokes for different folks. Because I can be objective. That's why I'm saying,
th-
like,
that's all right. So Future, when you talk about he's the epitome of a rapper, what does that mean?
everything a rapper is to me in relevant in comparison to like a hip hop artist or MC, I feel like Future is that. Like he has hit the ceiling as far as what a rapper could be. I feel like all of them are rappers technically because they rap, but I feel like Cole, Drake, and Kendrick are more hip hop artists as opposed to rappers.
I
Hmm.
don't know if I agree with that because I feel like Future's just like them. Like I feel like he's more hip hop because of just his style. If anything, like he could be a rapper and he could be like an artist.
That's what I'm saying. Like all of it is art to be able to to be able to put all this stuff into words. All of this stuff is art. That's what I'm saying. All of them are hip hop artists. All of them are rappers, like technically. But what I'm saying is based on like style and subject matter and like the
That's what I was
image.
trying to think of. That's what I was trying to think about.
Like
That one
in my experience, in my opinion, a rapper
subject matter.
he raps about, he just raps. It
Yeah.
could be about whatever. I feel like a hip hop artist comes with like a concept, but it's debatable because whatever dude rapped about can be considered a concept one way or another. If I'm just rapping about how much money I make and all that, that can be looked at technically as an artistic expression of one's own wealth.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But on the hip hop side, you might can talk about how um you might rap about a girl named Mary Jane, and Mary Jane is really marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Like, like when I'm thinking about it, like a hip hop song would, and you make a video for a hip hop song, it's gonna be more like a short film. But if you make a video or a visual for a rap song, it's just gonna be a visual. It's just gonna be a whole bunch of B-roll thrown together and edited. You get what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
make a music video. But
Hmm.
as far as hip hop, even if they're not even rapping about nothing really profound or kind of like double meaning, double entendre, like, oh, this mean this, but it really mean this type stuff.
Yeah.
Like Common song Testify. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's another song? Kanye song Touch the Sky.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
it's
So
it's it's,
so
it's
it's
a
it's
different.
it's context. It's context and subject matter. Um, I get what you're saying. Like I think
It'll also be beat
how
selection.
yeah, and I think like the target audience too also differs from Future versus those guys slightly because of
Hmm.
that.
The
Um,
target audience, yes, but it's still a slippery slope because throughout
yeah,
history, the guys who are most heavily in the streets also like people like Prince, also like, you know what I'm saying, R&B
yeah,
and
yeah,
other stuff. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
The reach is yeah. I get what you're
You
saying.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's guys. Bill and B. Bell, they lived in Mackenzie Court and they like stuff like Evanescence growing up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a slippery slope, and that's what I'm saying. Everything that's what makes hip hop so great. It all goes hand in hand. Like I don't think we as hip hop gonna turn nobody away because they doing stuff this way or that way. Like how we let Eminem do his thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, and him and them is my point because on one objectively, one person can perceive Eminem just rhyming together a whole bunch of words, but another person can perceive Eminem all them words into hip hop because look at the like when he made those songs, he made videos with them that made them make sense
Yeah.
to where you would actually try to understand the words that he's rhyming together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the name of that song? Cleaning Out My Closet.
Yeah.
Stan.
Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
I'm not gonna cap, bro. Some of them joints didn't need no videos, bro.
Yeah.
hey, but,
you just
Detroit what?
but,
you just blanked on them.
but look though, but that's what make it hip hop because he took a concept and he put it into words.
See how shit come back round for you. Hey,
Look,
look, man, that's some
look
real
though,
shit, bro.
look though. Two more points while we on this. For a rapper, you rhyming, you making words rhyme, and you rapping certain things, but there's no concept about it. That's why all you can do is B-roll. Second point about the producers being the heroes, the silent heroes of hip hop this whole time, bro. Eminem did all that stuff on the Eminem type beats, whatever Dr. Dre was giving him, whatever, right? He ended up on a hard ass beat that black people for sure gonna feel. And now people saying, "Oh, he the only nigga to exile Jay-Z on a beat. He the only the only person to kill Jay-Z on the song. All because he did what he does on a hard beat that black people can appreciate and respect. Called in the song called Renegade. Do you get what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
Just because that beat was so hard, people took what Eminem said. Hey man, he just went crazier than Hov.
Hey, see, I can appreciate what you're saying because I've lived in a lot of geographic regions while Eminem was like baking up, and I've heard all different type of takes, man. That was a good one though, a good the Eminem example, for real, for real.
Cause I'm saying we done heard Eminem like, okay, boom, outside of the 8 Mile stuff and the songs where he dissing, like when he was in beefs and he was dissing people, there's no okay, and stand.
Like
And stand.
from the time he came in though, from his intro album, that I don't know if what was that,
I
Yeah.
don't remember the name, but that's my favorite one.
Marshall Mathers,
Yeah,
Marshall
LP,
Mathers.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he was,
But
you know what I'm
look
saying?
though,
Yeah,
out of all that stuff, besides the 8 Mile stuff and Stan and the songs where he was beefing with people, and it was kind of like on that street type stuff,
yeah.
nobody really holds anything M said as like why he should be. Oh, I feel with him because he did this song. Da 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 da. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all the stuff he did, where it's the sound is closer to that street or that hood sound that we are comfortable with. Like, hey, you remember him? Yeah, he killed them 8 Mile battles. Yeah,
Mhm.
he was in the lunch line. You know what I'm saying? Like he was, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just be thinking of stuff, and I just be like wondering, do y'all see what I see? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So no, that segues into the other part of, the topic, and that's does art imitate reality, or do you believe that reality inspires art? I know Cloud kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. You want to kind of add on to that, or you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I'm good. Y'all go. How you feel
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. Well, I kind of just dive in, man. Like I feel like just based on what you were just saying, Kane, like there's a lot of just art imitating reality. I feel like, I feel like that's like evident in a lot of things just because it's like the almost like the easiest form of creation where you're just taking like what you saw and just like kind of recreating that. But then, I think of like games like, Minecraft, or like, you know, all these computer games where guys are creating like alternative like universes and shit, and that's where I'm like, it could work the other way where these guys just kind of take these ideas that don't exist and kind of put it into form, and then next thing you know, it could kind of inspire like things that happen in real life. And so I'm kind of torn in between that, but I feel like mostly, you know, reality, yeah, reality inspires art.
Yeah. I think if you really want to think critically, I feel like these type of questions will really help you um work that muscle. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the what came first theory, the chicken or the egg. You get what I'm saying? I honestly, I feel like as far as hip hop goes, there's been times where it went one way in one era, and then the next way it was the opposite, and then the next era. You get what I'm saying? It's like And I feel like maybe it's like a loop kind of. Like maybe it starts out with reality imitate I mean art imitating reality, and then it kind of evolves into reality imitating art. I mean art imitating reality, and then it's just kind of like a loop, and they just go back and forth as everything progresses and evolves.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't know, like just the other day, like I saw somebody talk about how, you know, the Jack Ryan Tom Clancy series on Amazon. They got like the show where they got the special agent that goes all over, but one season he went to like Venezuela and carried out like an operation. And then so some people were like recently, because of what happened in Venezuela, they were like, you see, like they took what happened in that season from Jack Ryan, and they actually did that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? I can't call it. You know what I'm saying? Like that should be crazy, man.
Yeah, I think it's like, at one point, maybe artists started to have women around, like not just women, but women presented a certain way as a way to show, like, I got it so going on that this many women of this quality are willing to do what I say or what I ask of them. And as stuff evolved or developed or progressed, that became a reality because women wanted to be close to these artists. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now they actually are like that, as opposed to maybe 10, 20 years ago when it first became a thing. We were just being sold that image. That was part of the artistry. You get what I'm saying? He didn't really have this many women. Like, I mean, maybe he did, but you get what I'm saying? Everything is exaggerated for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Because we can't say like, oh, this thought and stuff just started happening. Michael Jackson had thoughts. Dirty Diana. Uh, she
Real.
knows the boys in the band. She knows when they come to town. I'm just saying, bro. This is, you know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
But like I said, when it was expressed a certain way artistically, it became reality.
Yeah. I'm gonna put I was gonna say something about AI, but I'm gonna just wait till later because we got like an AI segment. But Cloud, you got any thoughts on this topic before we move on, or
No, we're good, man. That's
good?
right.
All right. All right. So I want to say we got some sports stuff coming up. So yeah, so we got NBA All-Star voting. So the All-Star weekend's about a month away, mid-February. And so there's been several like vote returns that come in. I think they just got their second wave. And so as of like the middle of this week, the leading vote getters in the East were Giannis at number one. He has over 2 million votes. Brunson has nearly 2 million votes. He's at number two. Maxi's right behind him. Then you got Cade Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell, and Jaylen Brown. So those are the leading vote getters out east. And then out west, Luka's the leading vote getter with over 2.2 million. Then you got Jokic at just under 2 million. Curry at 3, SGA at 4, Wemby at 5, and then Ant-Man at 6. So what are y'all thoughts on some of these returns, and who's leading the votes for each conference? Want to start, Cloud, or
Can you can go if you want.
okay?
I mean, I ain't got no problem with none in the East. I get it. I'm not the biggest Jalen Brunson fan, but he plays in New York, so I mean that makes sense. Um, he's like one of the hottest things popping right now, so that makes sense. You know, and Detroit is a loved city in America. People love Detroit. Um, Maxie, he seemed like a cool dude.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know much about him, but Tyrese Maxey seemed like a cool dude. He seemed like a normal dude that just cool. Donovan Mitchell, he just him and Jalen Brown. I don't really too much rock with these dudes though. I ain't gonna hold you. Jalen Brown, like this dude just wanna like he win finals MVP. You know what I'm saying? He get the goddamn turning up, talking about he the best two-way player or something. You know what I'm saying? One day we see him courtside with some fine lady and Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? And then one day we find out Donovan Mitchell. Oh, let me see. Can y'all see me? Donovan Mitchell dating Coco Jones.
yeah.
And she at the games and they being funny, playing with each other and stuff. Like, who is these dudes, bro? Like how is this okay? I don't know, man. I'm trying not to hate, bro, but you know, Jalen Brown a Celtic. I ain't never liked him. So, you know what I'm saying? Tatum, you know what I'm saying? I rock with Tatum in spite of, but yeah, them last two guys, I don't see how they getting votes, man. I don't, you know, I don't know. There's other people that, you know, on the East, I'm sure. I can't think of nobody else, but I'm sure there's somebody else. I don't know. Luca being number one on the West is wild. I would for sure think it would be SGA, or Jokic, or Wemby. So you know that's the only thing that really stood out. I'm just kind of talking really around the rest of this. That's and Ant-Man being number 6. I mean, Ant-Man being number 6. That's kind of where I got him as far as best in the league.
Yeah.
Really might be 7 if you
Hmm.
you know, because I feel like Jokic. Oh, that's a Curry. Okay. I feel like Curry. Oh, Curry. Wait a second. No LeBron.
No LeBron,
No Kevin
Uh-uh.
Durant. Oh
Kevin Durant.
man. Oh man. I'm just now picking up on it. Yikes. Curry, hey, Curry that dude, show 30. You feel me? I don't know why people want to watch him just shoot them like ain't nobody gonna play defense. It's not the same, bro. If y'all gonna play defense and he get to shoot and be Steph Curry, that's one thing. But if everybody just gonna let everybody just get some shit off, bro, like it's the All Star game ain't just supposed to be uh a celebrity pickup game, like a celebrity shoot around, really. Not even a pickup game, a celebrity shoot around. That's not what the All Star game is supposed to be. All Star game is supposed to be like not Revenge of the Titans, but something. I forgot something. It's supposed to be like when the. It's supposed to be like the Avengers Endgame. You get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
supposed to be like that. It's supposed to have way more weight to it. We supposed to be watching it. People not supposed to even want to miss a second, a play.
Yeah. Hadn't
And
been like that recently.
I ain't been like that in a long time. And they talking about, oh, people want a vacation, people want to take a break.
Yeah. But nah, like I'm yeah, no LeBron, no KD in the top six. But I feel like they still might make the team, but them not being like amongst like the leading vote getters, that definitely stands out. Giannis being number one in the East. I feel like Giannis has been number one in the East like most of the last few years. So that doesn't stand out. Brunson being number two, like you got all of New York behind you. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he should be top five so long as he's good. Cade, that's surprising, Cade getting votes like that, but then again, who's really out east though? So I feel like he's benefiting from there being like a lot of injuries too, you know. Um, but yeah, like most of this other stuff, like I feel like, kind of expected.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Or are you still going?
yeah, yeah. You got
What players that are injured would replace Cade if healthy? Because my first come to mind is Jason Tatum, but I think if
yeah.
anything, he would cancel out Jalen Brown
Mm,
or replace Jalen Brown. So who else in the East? I mean, would you say Embiid and Paul George?
yeah,
Like,
Embiid maybe. Embiid would be up there.
I don't think Embiid on that
Halliburton,
level no more.
Halliburton would have been up there.
Halliburton don't play until it's time to play. The fourth quarter of the season, the playoffs. He don't. He one of them guys, like I was saying, play up to his competition.
Yeah,
And it's not even really that he play up to his competition. He just not aggressive. You know how they say, like, if your point guard ain't aggressive in scoring, it kind of put other players at a disadvantage because now they not really guarding him like that or worried about him. They worried about everybody else because they know he gonna pass the ball because he passive. That's the same thing.
yeah,
You don't see him be aggressive until the fourth quarter, until it's clutch time, or till the end of the season on the line. I mean, that's not bad, but that's the difference between him being like a star and a superstar or a household name.
yeah. I don't know. I still feel like he'd be getting votes though, for sure.
Not more than Cade.
I don't know. Coming
Well,
off the
nah, nah,
finals,
nah, 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 nah. Hold on, I spoke too soon. They just came off a finals run. He
yeah.
definitely would be top. Yeah, you right. You right.
I don't,
You
I
right.
don't know
You right.
though, because
My fault. My fault.
Kate is still. I don't know. What you think, Cloud? You feel like a lot of this makes sense?
Well, a lot of that made sense, man. The Halliburton man, he did build some he did gain a lot of popularity because he was once voted the most underrated player, and then he had that finals run. He proved itself not only to his peers but to a lot of doubters. And had he not even been injured in that game, a lot of people believed that they would have won the finals. So,
Game
you
seven
know,
at home.
so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know if the game seven, I think the game seven was in
Okay, see. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they did have a chance to win the game six though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think you're right. They did have a chance to win the game six. I don't know if they won the game six. I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure because I think Indiana was up, right?
Yeah. I
Or
think
was
they
it
won game
OKC?
6.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, regardless though, he definitely would have replaced could have replaced somebody, but I think Jason Tatum, man, I think if he I know it's hypotheticals and all, but if he wasn't injured, this would probably be the year for him to get MVP, man.
Yeah.
If
Why do you
not,
really?
Jason Tatum, man, and because I'm looking at the list, man. Jason Tatum, he plays all levels, man, offensively. You
Yeah.
know, Giannis, although he's made strides in his game, he's still most dominant in the paint. Um, and then on the other side, only people, I don't consider Luca for an MVP candidate, but everybody else down there, as far as All Star vote is concerned,
Yeah.
all those people are worthy. Definitely
Yeah.
how I'm looking at it now in terms of just um problems with the voting, man. I have a problem with Luca, bro, being up there, man. I do not really care for his game. I agree with Kane on Mitchell and Brunson. I don't think, as far as the whole list, the All Star voters is concerned, the people Kane named, Mitchell and Brunson, I don't really think I could play with them. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not I'm not a fan of that like hold my coffee
Yeah.
style of basketball.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. Even even with Steph Curry taking the shots that he takes,
Yeah.
the ball, everybody touches the freaking ball. Everybody feels a part of the play, bro.
Yeah.
It's such I hate when people compare Trae Young to Steph Curry, bro, because even if they're taking the end result is Steph Curry shooting a shot that's like 6 feet away from the 3 point line, and
Yeah.
Trae Young taking a shot that's you know what I'm saying, the same distance away, the play development, what's happening, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
within the play is so different, so vastly different that I feel like a lot of times they are or diminishing the greatness of Steph Curry, you know?
Yeah.
And not to say that Trey Young's a bum or anything, but he's not Steph Curry, bro. Like his defense is historically like the worst in the league, and that's like Luca too, man. People were talking about what he did out in Europe this past summer and everything.
Yeah.
And if you watch his play in the NBA, the Lakers literally play 4-on-5 defensively. I don't know how I could see why J Kidd and Nico might have had a problem with him,
Yeah.
but I also understand how players can be so good offensively
Yeah.
that what they do on the defensive side, is worth living with. But
Yeah.
I don't see how you could be a fan of basketball and like that style of play, bro. Like
Yeah.
somebody literally taking plays off on the defensive side and then coming down court, not even looking at somebody who's open, sitting there dribbling, defender staying with them, and shooting a contested shot, whether it goes in or not, bro. That shit just blows my mind, bro. Like how you could be a fan of just watching that. How I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of that shit, bro.
Yeah.
So but people are entertained with it. But that just blows my mind how he's number one, bro. And
Yeah.
Lakers aren't even like in the top three out west, I don't think. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. It's,
but that's all I'll say
yeah.
on Luca, bro. But
Yeah.
I really thought that maybe SGA would be higher
Yeah.
than Luca. But
Yeah.
that's 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 how I feel about that.
Yeah. For sure. Like SGA is like the best guard in the league right now too. But yeah, anything else, Kane, or we good?
Yeah, I'm Gucci.
All right. So another NBA topic. So Trae Young got traded this week to Washington. So he leaves Atlanta after nearly 500 career games. He was per game around 25 points, just under 10 assists. He was a four-time All-Star in Atlanta. He led the league in assists one year. They had like a deep playoff run one year where I think they went to the conference finals. So, so where do y'all have Trae Young all time in Atlanta? So, do y'all feel like he's the greatest Atlanta Hawk player ever? Um, there's, they've had Dominique Wilkins, they've had Joe Johnson, they've had Al Horford. You know what I'm saying? Trae Young's numbers match up with all of them. You could really make a case that he's really like the best Atlanta Hawk ever because he's had as much playoff success as anybody else, and he has the numbers to match with that. So I really could see him being the greatest Hawk ever. What do you think about that?
I want to hear how, like, I want to hear you break that down. I want to hear you make a case for him.
All right, so I'm just saying the numbers are crazy, man. Like 25 points, 10 assists, like year after year after year. They were always in like the playoff hunt. I know a couple years they were always around that play-in kind of range, like 8 or 9 seed. But I know they got in one of those years, had to run to the Eastern Conference Finals where like nobody thought they were going to make that run. You know what I'm saying? And this was after he got traded by Dallas to Atlanta, because they thought that Luca would be like the better player. And by that time he went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that was before Luca had any kind of postseason success. So it really looked like Atlanta was kind of justified for making that kind of trade, which is crazy because most people look at Luca as one of the five best players in the game right now, and so for Trae Young to have that kind of impact in Atlanta, like going up to New York, like the kind of like shots he was making, even if you could say he wasn't efficient, like he went to New York and made people think about like those kind of 90s villains like Reggie Miller, you know what I'm saying, and people like that, and like he was nice. Like his peak was up there. Like Dominique Wilkins, I feel like Dominique might be the only Hawk that you could really just off the top be like, all right, he's the greatest Hawk. But if you really think about it, Trae's had just as much success as like as him. He's had just as much success as like those Hawks teams that was winning all those games with Jeff Teague and Al Horford and Kyle Korver. He had the same kind of impact that Joe Johnson and Josh Smith had, and guys like that. So to me, like he's right there. 25 and 10 a game, and to do something like that, like I feel like he might be the greatest Hawk.
Do you think that 25 and 10 looks? Do you think that? Do you think his game is 25 and 10 in the 2000s?
In the 2000s, uh, it'd be hard because would they be taking as many threes? Probably not. But if he's still shooting like 3 or 4 threes, uh, you know, I could see him having like a Steve Nash, Chris Paul kind of impact in terms of like the numbers. And so I feel like he could have had that kind of impact, around that 20 and 10, you know, because he'd have the ball in his hands, and he has that little floater, that could get over like 7 footers, and he shoots like the free throw like 80, 89%, 80, 90%.
Well, the reason I asked really wasn't the scoring. It was really the assists. Do you think that he can get 10 assists off for a whole season? Now, what the reason I'm
Yeah,
asking is because it's more like so half court and like just looking at older games, you had to have a bag to be great
he
because
got a bag.
but what kind of bag though? Like does he have a half court bag?
Nah, he can handle the ball like
I'm saying
anybody.
he can
Yeah, he
handle
got
the
to have
ball.
quarterback.
Yeah, yeah,
He got to
I'm
have
not saying
quarterback.
he doesn't. I'm just trying to make sure that me and him saying the same thing. You get what I'm saying?
no, yeah, no, he got a bag. Like he could lose people.
But what
He
I'm saying
wasn't.
is if the paint in the mid is so clogged up,
Yeah, I mean
will the people on his team be able to generate them 10 assists for a whole season? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking.
yeah, I feel like with the offenses they had back then too, like they had a lot of the same kind of offenses. So I feel like he could spread the court enough, getting pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? Get those easy layups. Get the
Mhm.
kickouts. So yeah, I feel like he still be somewhere around that.
Okay. So how many guards averaged a double double in the 2000s for a season?
I don't know like the full list, but maybe like guys like Steve Nash for sure, Chris Paul, maybe Andre Miller. You know, maybe he had something like that. Trying to think of any other. Maybe not Tony Parker. Maybe Darren Williams. Feel like Darren Williams somewhere around that.
Close to it.
Yeah,
Because he also had Andre Karolinko on his team who had crazy stat sheets. So
yeah,
it was probably hard for him to average the full double double,
yeah,
like assist wise. But
yeah.
but look, Trae Young, I believe he isn't the greatest Hawk, but I do appreciate the nod to what he's done for the franchise and keeping them relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't think he's the greatest Hawk. Uh, I think the greatest Hawk would have to be somebody like Dominique, you know, honestly. Um, Somebody who at least played both sides of the floor, and but I'm not gonna call Trae Young one dimensional, even though look what I'm about to show you, some could think I'm saying he's one dimensional, but if he just scored, then I'd say he's one dimensional. But his playmaking ability is why he's not one dimensional. But why he's so terrible. He's so terrible at defense, man. You know what I'm saying? He is so terrible at defense, bro. Um, Washington didn't. All they did, for real, was just assure their fans that they would be entertaining because this guy is pretty entertaining in pick and roll basketball. He's pretty entertaining. He'll throw a lob from half court. And Washington has some bigs, some guys who haven't been afforded that luxury with the guard play to play above the rim. Well, now they can because they have somebody who wants to throw the lob. That is actually why he was able to average that double double,
Yeah.
because I believe he had Capella, or was that just James
Yeah.
Harden?
Yeah,
All
Capella.
right, well, yeah. So that's why James Harden was able to get that triple double because of that pick and roll lob to Capella.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, they have that guy from France over there, and I promise you, if used right, that pick and roll action is worth 3 or 4 assists a game.
Yeah.
I promise you. I mean, that Capella pick and roll was worth 3 or 4 assists a game, and who knows? Maybe they might get into a play-in game
Yeah.
with that because Washington hasn't been getting beat up. They've lost like a lot of close games, kind of like how the Minnesota Vikings were that one year where they kept losing a lot of games by 3 points or less.
Yeah.
Like so maybe this isn't a bad move for Washington like everybody thinks they are. I mean, if Dallas could go to the NBA finals with Luca and Luca also has a bad defensive rating, then what's to say what Washington can do?
Yeah.
But as far as his impact on Atlanta, I don't think it was because people still talk about Dominique over there, and I don't know. ISO Joe. I
Yeah.
think about ISO Joe over there. Um, I think about nobody talking about Stacey Ogman
Oh
and none
no.
of those guys.
Yeah.
Um, Spud Webb, I don't think nobody talking about him more than Trae Young, other than his size and how he was in that dunking contest. But
Yeah.
is the greatest Hawk ever though?
I was just going. I just really want to know, man. Do y'all think his playmaking is on the level of Steve Nash, Jason Kidd,
Yeah.
guards of the 2000s,
No,
CP3?
no, no,
Yeah.
no,
And they
no.
didn't. I
Because
mean, if they didn't average double doubles, then it's just hard for me to think that Trey would.
And see, I'm kind of biased because I'm putting like a lot of other stuff into that when you say playmaking because I'm looking at the guys you named and I'm like, damn, those guys were like coaches on the floor, bro.
Yeah.
Those guys, CP3,
Jason.
Jason Kidd, Steve Nash. I mean, shit, they all are coaches. I mean, CP3 is probably gonna be a coach when he retired. I
Yeah.
mean, hell, he gets into it with coaches for like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Not getting on players for them niggas not doing their job, bro. Like I was watching some Clippers highlights and Kawhi Leonard was just bugging, bro. He wasn't getting up on the ball, being that all defensive player, and Chris Paul was trying to tell him where to be.
Yeah.
And he just didn't want to hear that shit. I guess he just didn't like being around Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? There was a
Yeah.
little tension, but yeah, bro, nah, I don't think Trae Young's like that at all, bro.
Yeah.
That's a good ass point.
That type playmaker.
I think Dennis Schroeder's a better point guard than Trae Young, honestly.
Like pure point guard. They're just player at the point guard position.
Just believe Dennis Schroeder is just, but I believe his contract probably hurt his play on the court. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
I'll say this too. When I think of Atlanta Hawks, I'm not sure I have Trey Young over Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
Cloudy mentioned Joe Johnson. Like I was gonna ask y'all, do y'all honestly would y'all put Trey Young over Joe Johnson?
hell no.
Uh,
Like just as a whole,
as a
not
player, at their peak, I'd take what Joe Johnson does both sides and one-on-one, but I feel like Trae impacts the game more, if that makes sense, because of his playmaking.
Because of his usage rate.
Yeah,
He's gonna have the ball in his hands more.
yeah,
So of course he's gonna affect the game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Not gonna hold you, bro. I don't know if I got him over Al Horford as a whole. That's just me though.
As a Hawk, yeah, you could say that.
Because I mean, you know, when you think about Joe and Al Horford's impact, like the Hawks were getting to the playoffs and were seeded better consistently with those guys than with Trae Young. You know, it's like he had that run
Yeah,
and he's been in like a couple like playing positions, but other than that, they're usually having to claw their way from the bottom into a spot. Versus with those guys were comfortably in playoff positions
yeah,
throughout the season when you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
bro. Yeah.
Close.
Bro. Bro. Somebody there's a I think people who weren't afforded the luxuries of seeing those guys play would definitely have Trae Young up there.
Yeah. So who's the greatest Hawk then, gang?
I'm gonna go with Dominique. That's hit me though.
Yeah,
I feel like he walks so everybody else can run.
I feel like he definitely had the cultural impact because I feel like just from what I heard, just like he was hot at a time when Atlanta was really like taking shape as you know what it is like what it is now. You know what I'm saying? And so it's hard to just discount that, but Trae, I think Trae went further than Dominique in the playoffs. You know, I don't think Dominique ever made it to conference finals. You know, I think he had a lot of good regular season games, a lot of good playoff games, but you know what I'm saying? You could say he was going up against like Celtics, Pistons, and you know, but
Yeah, and that's see when you understand sorry to step on your lines,
you got
but when got you gotta think about it, man. If LeBron was in the West, in the East, if Trey Young had to go against any of them LeBron teams, any of them teams out east, bro, that any of those other Hawks had to go through, bro, it'd be a different story, bro. The East that he went through was a different landscape. You know, there was a lot of dysfunction and everything.
yeah,
And on top of that, yeah, there was a lot of dysfunction. You have to understand, like, he was gifted that. When people understand the historical context and watch the breakdown in Philly that that fucked up the process, do you understand?
yeah,
They had an experiment that was cooking, bro,
yeah,
with them giants over there in Philly, bro. Maxie wouldn't have probably never even made it up there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Edgecombe, none of that shit would have happened if this nigga would have just dunked the ball. Look, Trey Young might be the greatest Hawk ever, though, bro, because he got like a 6'11 nigga to not dunk the ball. Trey Young barely 6 feet tall, fam. Probably 6'1 with the afro, you know? But he got Ben Simmons to think twice about dunking the ball and pass the ball to a 3-point shooter and fuck up Philly's money, bro. That's what Trey Young did. That might be his greatest play ever as a Hawk.
yeah,
And no other Hawk has ever done no shit like that. So yeah, man, I understand the argument, fam.
yeah,
I gotta put him above Al Horford because Al Horford never did that shit to Kyrie. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that don't even make no sense. But
Yeah.
nah, man.
Yeah.
But nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Like I gotta put him over to Al Horford though.
Yeah.
Al Horford really wasn't banging until he went to Boston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Al Horford was getting punked by Tristan Thompson. Fuck all that in Cleveland, and that nigga cannot hoop.
Yeah.
So Tristan Thompson cannot hoop, and he was sunning Al Horford in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You feel me? So nah, son, nah. But yeah, I gotta put Trae above him,
Yeah.
but not above ISO Joe or above Dennis. You know what I'm saying? Or
No,
above
I saw no Dennis
Kyle Korver either.
or Kyle.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's where Kyle Korver made a name.
Yeah, he was splashing with.
Nah, bro. Nah, he's not the greatest Hawk in any like instant, bro. You know what I'm saying? Only like, but yeah, that's all I got, bro. Can't even linger on that. Nah, bro. I don't even know why you asked that question.
Joint legit, man. You
I don't
straight on the
know.
cane?
I mean, I think he might make the all time team on 2K.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's legit.
Yeah.
That's legit. Cause ain't no other point guard shooting like him.
Nah.
So hey, look though, this is what I was gonna ask you before we move on. If you replace Trae Young with Jeff Teague, do they got a chance? Like that season when they were supposed to win it all?
Big Jeff T.
You know what I'm saying? If you replace Trae Young with Jeff Teague, do you think
Yeah.
they could get through LeBron and make it to the finals?
No, you're saying if you replace Trae Young with Jeff Teague on that team?
Yeah.
Nah, that'd be interesting because I don't think Trae played with a team like that in Atlanta. That had all of them, like a shooter like Corver and like
Like, yeah, he did. He had a shooter like
oh,
Korver. He had them niggas. He had
Bogdanovich.
but
shooters.
yeah,
Yeah, and he
Bogdanovich.
had
Nah, but
Bogdanovich
not like
and
Corver though.
yeah, by Bogey and Hoarder, bro. Them niggas can
Bogdan
Oh
shoot.
something.
yeah, Herder, yeah, Herder was yeah,
And then Corver, niggas ain't let Corver shoot off the dribble, nigga. That nigga was catch and shoot, bro.
yeah,
Remington. That nigga was a Remington, dog.
yeah. That's
Stop playing, man.
that's 5 assists right there for Trae though. Like
Uh,
just off that.
Jesus
Feel
Christ.
me?
He was getting that shit with Bogey and them.
Yeah. Nah,
Oh man.
but see, you got Kai, and I feel like Trey had to still outplay Kai, and I feel like that's the problem because Kai was just different back then. Like the way Kyrie was playing then, he was on that Kobe system. Feel me?
Nah, the reason why, because he don't have the defense. He don't. He would have been a defensive liability, an even bigger defensive liability, bro.
Yeah.
And if Jeff Teague switched with Trae Young and went on the new joints, then Ben Simmons would have definitely dunked on his ass. Hell yeah, he definitely would have dunked on his ass.
Makes sense.
All right. So you good?
True.
All right. So what? College football. So college football, the playoffs is down to like two teams now. So Miami won in their game over Ole Miss, and then Indiana took down Oregon to set up the national championship. So I think that's going to be played like a week from now. And so you got Indiana, the top ranked team, and then Miami, kind of like the surprise team in the playoffs. And so it's gonna be an interesting game, man, because the game's in Miami. And, you know, Miami being from Miami, so it's going to be kind of, you know, a home game for them. I want to say the quarterback from Indiana is from Miami, so that kind of makes it interesting for him. So I'm excited for the game just because it's two interesting teams. You know, Miami for me just seems like a program that's done a lot for Black expression, you know, with like what they had in the 80s with, you know, Michael Irvin and those guys. And, you know, just to see that program back is kind of like a good thing, you know, as far as that goes. And, you know, it's just good to just see a new team like Indiana that hasn't really been good at football. Um, all of a sudden turn into, you know, a program that's competing for a title. So, you know, that's interesting for me, you know, and you know, it just seems like those fan bases like to have a good time. So yeah, you know, looking forward to that. Fucking with it, fucking with it, Ken.
Yeah, I mean, somebody said who lost worse, Oregon or Alabama? What y'all think?
That should it look like Oregon lost worse, just because
They
all the
scored
points.
more points.
Yeah, but I don't know because they kind of shut Bama's offense out. So, but I say Oregon just it looked worse.
Yeah, but they still both lost by like 30.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, but I will say this, man. Um, it's almost like you got. Well, I'm not gonna make it about race, but I mean, Indiana is a KKK university. You know, you got the University of Miami, who supports black business and everything. You got, you know, black business food trucks and everything at their games and all that. You know, it's and then especially in these times right now, um, it's a lot of racially intensive situations going on around the country. You have Indiana University playing the University of Miami, man. This might be one of the most watched events, honestly. I didn't initially see it that way, but that's what it was, man. But I wanna give a shout out to the way those boys um at Ole Miss, because that's another
yeah,
KKK university, bro. Like, look, man, I don't agree with y'all boys going there, bro. But y'all did, bro. You know what I'm saying? And y'all played every game. I don't really think like if there's one team I believe didn't really sell out, bro, that really played every game,
yeah,
I believe Ole Miss was one of those teams, man. And I know I know a lot of y'all niggas were pulling Roziers this season, but I don't think y'all niggas did, bro. And I really hurt. I mean, I really hate that Ole Miss's running back he got injured because maybe that would have been a different turnout.
yeah,
And um, considering that they lost their coach, how they did and everything. Now,
yeah,
if they would have had, if he would have been able to coach, they might not have even made it that far
yeah,
because you know how his decision making can be sometimes. No, but maybe they would have,
Yeah,
but so I want to give a shout out to Ole Miss for
yeah,
remaining competitive,
yeah,
and I hated that their quarterback can't. I don't think he's going to get another year eligibility.
yeah,
Even though this was like his first year in the SEC.
yeah,
Even though we've seen some white quarterbacks play for like 10 years, but
yeah,
that's just how it goes, man. But that's how I feel about
yeah,
CFP, man.
yeah. So we good, Ken?
Yeah.
All right. So last topic for the editorials. Got a little bit of tech. So with ChatGPT, so OpenAI is introducing a new feature in ChatGPT that's going to allow users to analyze medical test results, prepare for doctor's appointments, and seek guidance on diets and workout routines. So that's a new development taking place there. They say it's intended to help provide useful health and fitness information, but doesn't make any like formal like diagnosis. So it's just going to connect with people's medical records, wearable devices, apps, stuff like that. So that's going on in tech, and that just kind of brings up a larger conversation around artificial intelligence and whether or not y'all feel like that's a good thing for what it's bringing, or is it like something that is bad, is gonna have like bad results and effects. So I'll just step in and just say that I'm kind of still unclear on artificial intelligence and like what it's really adding other than making things more efficient. Um, but I just feel like it's it just seems like something that's going to take a lot of like human interaction out of things, and you know um, lead to situations where you're going to have the answer, you're going to be able to get the answer, but you're not going to be able to have that perspective, or maybe be able to specifically apply it to one person like you want it to. Like you might be able to solve problems, you know what I'm saying? But I just wonder how well it does with individual people, which kind of brings it to this little health innovation where they're saying, they're gonna take people's records and things like that. Um, to me, that's good because they're collecting data, but I just wonder, like in the application part of it, how does it, deal with people, And so that's just my like one of my big questions about it. Um, and I just admit I just really don't know too much. Yeah, yeah. What about y'all though?
I see the pros
Man,
and cons to to be honest. Um I started playing around with it and I actually like Chat GPT. Um like you said, it's kind of more efficient and it's fast. But there's cons, and the pros aren't worth the cons. So it's only gonna be a matter of time before everything happens just like the movies, and you know what I'm saying? It goes off the rails and does its own thing, and it's artificial intelligence, so it's gonna hijack everything technology wise, and only thing we will be able to do to stop it potentially, and that might not even work, is get rid of electricity.
That's crazy. That's wild.
It's like, how can it function without power?
Yeah. And I,
That's, so
yeah. And that's a big concern with it too, right? Like cloud, like they're saying is going to use like a lot of energy.
Yeah. Um, you know, as of late, the closest occurrence to that is showing like out in Memphis, where, they've had a lot of board meetings and um, community gatherings and protests of, Elon Musk big plant that he has there, uh, holding a supercomputer, because the energy used to power that, the Grok AI, uh, it's using a massive amount of energy, comparable to the same imprint the collective of plants in Vance would use. You see, and the methane uh, is the atmospheric effect is really causation to actually shut the plant down. So that's one of the cons of what's going on, because it's really polluting the community of Shelby County, not just Memphis. We're talking about Tunica, Mississippi. We're talking about Cordova. We're talking about West Memphis. Talking about South Haven. You see what I'm saying? Just from this one plant, and not just polluting the air, polluting the water, and so you know you have that going on, but you also have, what AI can bring. And so when you talk about the cons, you might be thinking about the fact that AI could possibly, you know, prolong life. So increase life expectancy. AI has the capability of curing diseases that we don't yet have the cure for. Um, because we now have the ability with AI to personalize a lot more medical regimens that we didn't before,
Mm.
you know, with these supercomputers. So I agree with Kane, man. The pros and the cons are there are pros and cons, but if it's going to be something that the cons make our environments inhabitable, then we're definitely gonna have to find some resolutions quick.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what they're doing already, though. But
Yeah.
but definitely, I think with the advancements of the medical scene, like it's definitely gonna help with surgery, all facets of medicine actually, but it's just going to be like, at what cost is all of this going to be once these advancements are made? Because we already know the robbery that um, is taking place in the medical field and at medical facilities right now. When you talk about nursing homes and medical care, and you talk about medical insurance, we all know fair games aren't being played. So,
Yeah.
what does AI really, is it good or is it bad?
Yeah.
A lot of I can understand why people might see the bad in it.
Yeah. No, so like the hurdle around it, like not having personalized solutions though, that's not going to be really a big thing, because it's like supercomputers and they can personalize solutions.
You're saying that
I, I
it
was just
can't.
I was just confirming what you said around it being able to personalize based on the data that it gathers.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Oh, good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another reason I'm against it though is because I have a theory that technology has made us dumber
Hmm.
because it's doing so much of the work for us,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like stunning our growth or our evolution.
Yeah. So, like, what's the
I,
point in doing like any math beyond like algebra? You know
You
what I'm
said, what's the
saying?
point in doing what?
Any math beyond like algebra, because you could just get the computer to do it for you, and so there you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, necessarily know how to do these formulas. You could just tell AI to run like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
are you dumber because you you use
I'm not saying
you
nobody's
don't
dumber. I'm saying we're
no,
not.
go ahead.
I'm not. I'm
Because
not saying nobody's dumber. I'm just
I know
saying.
you said we like use less of our brains, but I was just like I guess saying instead of saying using less of our brains, saying dumber instead of because it's synonymous.
Yeah.
But never mind. But like so, is it using less of your brains then if people don't uh, know how to use the resources available to them,
Yeah.
or is it um, that because that they use the resources that are available to them? I think the latter.
Yeah.
Um, look,
Yeah, I
if
got
you
what
don't know calculus, but you know that ChatGPT can solve that you can solve a calculus problem using
yeah.
ChatGPT. I actually think that's quite intelligent.
Yeah.
I see the intelligence in that, and back in the day they didn't have those resources, and
Yeah.
if they did, you know, would they have known how to use them? Would everybody have known how to use them? You have people from back in the day that know calculus but don't know how to use Chat GPT.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? um
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
well, what good is it if you can't use the tools, you know? Because when we all get rich, what's the currency? Time.
Yeah.
And if you have tools that increase your ready available time that you can go and solve other problems, so I kind of agree with Kane, but I guess what I'm trying to say is uh I just think the amount of people who were properly using the tools available to them has 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 decreased in a sense,
Yeah.
because these tools are available and people are still asking people what's how do you do this and what's that, when they can just go to a search engine and type that shit up. Like, shout out to black businesses. Kane, you had mentioned um Fred, and I know he's one of the greatest inspirations in our city, man, because I don't know, like, he's just like Sam, like OG Sam who passed away. Like, those guys are self-taught, because they know how to use the tools available to them. You see what I'm saying? And that's intelligent, you
Mm-hmm.
see? But that also just speaks to the intelligence of this generation being able to use the tools available to them. So I mean, I agree and I disagree with that though, man. Like
Yeah.
I know you asked the question, Kane, but how do you feel about that? Because you just asked the question, but like how do you feel about that though?
I feel like we all just speculating. So it's just really until something is proven to be fact. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong about what you believe. But I think, do you know like how they say that we were like Neanderthals or whatever? We evolved from monkeys and everything started from a caveman creating a wheel or some fire or something like that. Like, who's to say as much technology and advanced we are that we are here, yes, because of technology, but what if we could be further without the technology, is what I'm saying.
That's debatable.
Like,
Like,
nah, but
not, not I'm
that's
not
you.
like it just
That's
depends
real.
because
Hmm.
we be discovering stuff older people did, and we be like, oh, this actually works. You know what I'm saying? Putting an onion in a bag of water or this and that with it, and putting it, holding it over your head will get rid of a headache. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
we seen them do more with less.
Yeah. On certain things.
That's all I'm saying. This is a question, just some for y'all, just for us to kind of think about and talk. You know what I'm saying? To see what y'all think. Because
Yeah, no, that's
I'm not
definitely
a person who be stuck on my own thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I hear something that makes sense to me, I'm cool with being like I was wrong, or I'm cool with accepting new information.
Yeah.
you're supposed to, because people make new decisions off of new information, and if you can't, then you can't grow. So you're supposed to, because it shows growth. But that, like you said earlier about Tamba's question, um, stuff that makes your brain grow. That's definitely one of those things, though, Kane. Um, you know, and I could see that question being presented in dialogues, elsewhere, you know, uh, for that purpose. But
Yeah.
I think I definitely, when you said that, I thought about my father and his parents and all of them, before like war tore those people apart and everything. But yeah, definitely, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then when you talk about like the advancements in like weaponry and stuff like that, hell nah.
That
I
that's where
don't
I'm
agree.
like, yeah, that's
Hell nah. When you think about the advancements the US has and how we were able to go into Venezuela and, you know, get the president and all of that, they got some security accounts of how the final seconds the US has this weapon that basically they didn't even really have to fire a weapon, bro. Like a lot of the security forces were immobilized, bro. They were bleeding from their noses. They couldn't move for real, bro. They were like what the fuck type of weapon is that?
yeah. Wow.
I hope they don't like when these ICE riots and stuff like that, people start to fight back against the National Guard and ICE, bro, that Trump is dispatching, bro. I hope they don't use that on American citizens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I definitely agree with Kane, but I can also see where advancements have helped people.
Yeah.
Other.
Yeah.
So, but that also actually goes back to his point, though. Maybe things were better, or maybe we did better with less, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you
the
know.
natural remedies. Yeah. But there
So,
is like
but
this, yeah, this like debate between like functional intelligence and knowing how to use things versus like just naturally, picking up on concepts and having ways to go about things based on that.
but you know, AI could help you get back to the natural remedies or whatnot, you
Yeah.
know? Um, with it knowing your personal diet, your medical history or whatnot, you know, with its suggestions for stuff, it could suggest things that are more natural versus synthetic, you know,
Yeah.
man-made. So those are definitely possibility.
Yeah. Be on the lookout. Good on it, Ken.
Yes, sir. I mean, because I'm just saying, like, we're saying, like, oh, we don't know if we'll be more advanced or not. We might not have what we have now. We might have something better. Like, we might, instead of guns, we might be using something that the general, that is still deadly, but so advanced that the general public don't, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it could be some, it could be, we don't even know. It
Uh,
could be some stuff we don't even,
oh no,
we can
it was
only fathom
it
in a
was
different
open. I
universe.
just closed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A different timeline or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You are quiet.
Yeah.
But we all just speculate. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
something.
Guess we'll see, man. Guess we'll see. All right. So all we got left is the editorial. So just gonna close out with just anything that y'all want to close out with, anything that's going on, and you know, let's go from there.
Um, hmm.
Shit, Bama's down by one right now.
They came back.
They were down by like 10 or some shit. But they're down by one.
Yeah, I was watching the game, but you know, they had like 14 minutes left, I think, and they was down 9. So I thought they was already coming back, but
Yeah. Based on what
one dude on the orange team was cooking.
yeah. Yeah, nah. Based on what I was seeing, like this shouldn't have even been a close game though.
Who they playing?
Texas,
Texas bad at basketball this year?
yeah, they're 9-6, 0-2 in
Mm.
the SEC. Wonder who they played.
They usually kept the team. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, for real.
It's a lot of losses for them this time in the season.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're trying to be a good team, you ain't trying to have 6 losses in the whole year.
10 losses, tournament 10.
Yeah. All right. Well, shoot. Well, we'll signing off for this week, and we'll pick up next week with something new. So please feel free to subscribe to the Monday blog. You can follow Kane at KO4TV on YouTube, and you can follow Cloud at OG Cloud on YouTube. So we'll see y'all next week.
Sound like a W to me.